ability of running it in, courtesy of the guy who expressed. Charlie Brown of Singapore has the cup final for women. As Asia Rugby 7 Series presents the big one, the last one for the year, boys. Japan v Hong Kong.
Colleen Chosfeld gets this cup final underway. It's Hong Kong in their first cup final of the series against Japan. 2 times winner of the cup in Hong Kong and Korea. They're looking to clean sweep the series. Look at the break here. Straight away, Yumi Hirano. She has just bolted from 80 metres out, and no one's going to stop her, not even Chong Ka-Yan. And well, she's been quiet the whole weekend, and now she just explodes with a fantastic individual effort. And well, they might smile as her skipper comes up and gives her the high fives. Yumi Hirano, what a time for her.
Look at that, remarkable stuff. Hong Kong, they've come out absolutely fizzing at the start, and Japan have put the finger to the lips and just told them to shh.
Melody Lee there missed her twice, came back at her, and she shrugged her off for a second time. Now Hong Kong, the pressure on. They're here courtesy of their semi-final win against China. Against the form, you would say, 17-7, taking that one out. Japan beat Kazakhstan 26-12 in the other semi-final. That was a pulsating game against China for Hong Kong. They haven't been in a cup final for a number of years. There's skipper Olsen Thorne. Early score on the board. There she is. Hirano again takes on the line there. Asks some questions. Gives it to her skipper Okuroda. Into the hands of Tateyama. Here goes Nakamura. Look out, it's Honoka Susumi. 15, 16 tries in the series for her. Susumi clears it away to Okuroda. The Japanese machine warms up. Nagata takes on Kwong and runs with her for a few metres. Yumi Okuroda. Here's Susumi probing. Danger all across the park for Japan. There she is. There she is. Can she get away? Oh, good tackle by Chong, but on hand is Emil Tanaka. They're in for try number 2. It was Susumi asking all the questions, threatening that Hong Kong line. And they're happy, and why wouldn't they be? This champion Japanese side. They've been to the Olympics. They won the Asian Games gold medal in Indonesia earlier this year. They've got a great bond, a great culture, and they really love scoring tries as Okuroda pushes that one left. 2 early tries, Hong Kong in trouble here. Here's Susumi again. Looked like she was going to go the whole way. Chong did very well to rein her in, and off the ground, beautifully popped up. That's classic from Japan.
Oh,
Tanaka.
they've got just some sensational skill, don't they? These Japanese ladies under pressure.
Okuroda nails the restart. Can't quite take it on the run. Nagata, that would have been very impressive. Now, Hong Kong through Melody Lee just battles her way out determinedly outside the 22. Olsen Thorne needs to involve herself. This is what she can do. She can drag players. She just steps out of 2. Brilliant from the skipper. Kwong and Lee. Nakamura around the ankles. Gets taken for a bit of a drag. Here's Chong Ka-Yan. Scored a couple of beauties this morning in their game against Korea. This is Kwong Sao-Yan. And look at try scorer Tanaka there getting busy. Nakamura asking the question, is that okay for me? This defence here will just choke you out, won't it? The Japanese defence, and just, well, held back there, Susumi by the looks by Chan, but Charlie Brown's having none of it. Play on, he says. Lee now And look out, Olsen Thorne. Well, she gets absolutely hammered by Okaroda. Doesn't go down. Such is the strength of Olsen Thorne. Eventually, what a exhausting passage of play there, and Hong Kong getting no change out of this Japanese defence at all. It gets up and it just suffocates you. Chosfeld punches it out to about 30 metres from the Hong Kong line. Maggie Boone is not on the field, one of the strike players who can go from anywhere, but that's not gone to plan for Hong Kong. And there's a little knock on by the Japanese, so fortunate for Hong Kong there. They'll get another crack at this through a scrum. Just over a minute remaining in the first half.
Bind.
Shamwai Sum with the feed. Look at this, both teams keen on an early effort there from the Japanese front row. Here goes Kwong Sao-Yan with no number on her shirt. Shamwai Sum. Chosfeld, look at them firing up out of the line. Nakamura, she senses something's on here. Her and Okaroda team up. Olsen Thorne takes on the tackle of Tateyama and Okaroda. Here's a semi-line break from Chan Chi-Ching. Melody Lee, this is good retention by Hong Kong, although they're not making much ground. Chong Ka-Yan.
Release.
They're using a lot of energy here, Hong Kong. And the Japanese defensive structure is just trusting itself. They believe in each other. Now finally they get some go forward. Here's Chong Ka-Yan looking for someone to cut. Gets the fend in on Okaroda nicely. And Chan's there to form the bridge. It's good continuity. How many phases is this? Time is up on the clock. Kwong Sao-Yan gets ridden to the ground by Yukari Tateyama. Unbelievable retention here for Hong Kong. Lee goes backwards. Chong might have knocked that one forward. Yes, she has. And after about 30 phases and 1,000 passes, we reach the half-time mark. Charlie Brown calls it. 2 tries to Japan. 2 very quick tries early in that first half. And it's 12-0 at half-time. Japan over Hong Kong.
Well, some key moments in this first half. Japan, we know how composed they can be. They work it out and they look for the strike weapon. And this young lady with the opening score of the game, Hirano, unassuming character on the pitch. She just looks around Sasumi though. Look at this. Look class of Sasumi. She stays with it. And the support, they just know that there's going to be someone there to help them out. This Japanese side as the excitement in the crowd continues. Hong Kong gather on halfway, looking a little bit shell-shocked. They don't need to be. I think Hong Kong have really played above themselves to make it all the way into this final. And up next, the big one. Yeah, run, go, tell them, ladies and gentlemen. Japan v Hong Kong. The Men's Cup final. It's up next. Oh, it's going to be massive.
Honoka Sasumi and Yumi Okaroda are sitting on the point scoring statistics at 2nd and 3rd, and that's if you include the men as well. The only person scoring more points than those 2 Japanese female players is Katsuyuki Sakai for the Japanese men's side. Okaroda to get them underway. Just the 2 tries. 2 good tries. Nakamura shoving one of the Hong Kong players in the back, gets away from it. Okuroda takes the tackle of Chosfold. Tateyama now, they're coming from all over the place. Oh, look at the straightening from Kurogi. And what a line she's chosen there. And she's hit that at pace, full guns blazing, put the hammer down, goes under the posts. Riho Kurogi gets try number 3 and her 4th try for this tournament. Japan now a little bit more daylight in this final. Okuroda chips that one over, barely inches above the crossbar. Just look at the line here. Hits it at pace. Threads through 2 of the defenders there. What an eye for a gap. Yumi Okuroda. Masterful restarts. Hard to control, but Chong's done well there. Here come Hong Kong. They trail by 19-0. 1.5 minutes gone in this second half. Good hustling from Sham. Here's Aggie Poon. She's on and she makes an immediate mistake there. Nakamura got into her eye line. Here she goes again. Kurogi pulled down this time by Olsen Thorne. Pops it up to Nakamura. On her shoulders, Tateyama. She's right there. Desperation ripped out of her hands by Sham. That is fantastic defence over the dead ball line. There's a try for all money. Never say die effort from the Hong Kong defence. I think that's going to be held up, isn't it? Will it be a 22 dropout for Hong Kong? Charlie Brown's going to the TMO for literally just over the 3rd time in this tournament.
Look at this effort from Chong again. How often have we seen her just get into the really, really nitty-gritty? Tushfold, oh, she's done well there. She's used a foot, she's used an arm. Chong Kei-Yan's got in there to make things difficult as well.
And has
I've got some respect for this number 11 for Hong Kong. Look at this, she's got herself right in the grinder here. Now that's come off the boot. Colleen's gone up, snatched it off her. Well,
Craig, to me, it looks
just
like
on the weight of the evidence I've seen alone, I'd just about give it to Hong Kong for good work.
Or 5 meter scrum.
Yeah, and it's already over the line, so is it a 22? Shouldn't be a 5 metre scrum, surely. Charlie Brown.
Okay, no try.
No try. 22,
Terrific work.
No
Terrific
try.
work
Wait.
from
Time is
number 11, Chong Kei-Yan, and number 9, Colleen Tushfold.
Time on.
That is
Behind.
remarkable stuff.
Poon with the restart. She's going to find grass here. And there's Susumi. 16 tries in the series, 14 of those before she got to Sri Lanka. Just 2 this weekend. She's been strangely quiet, letting everybody else do the work. Bativa Kololo's on in 2, and she's had great impact on the bench this weekend. Here she goes, though. Honoka Susumi. Oh, she just gets away. She's going to go in for 17th try of the series. Just when we said that she'd been so quiet. Delighted as usual. And that's all over Red Rover for Japan. Try number 4. Too much gas out wide.
Well, had that been any other player in this tournament, I think Chong Kei-Yan may have brought her down, but it wasn't. It was the smiling assassin from out wide, Susumi. She gets to retire for the evening. What a star she is. Reminds me of the great Yamaguchi. Another absolute Japanese flyer. The in and away on Chong. Chong comes again. The desperation. It's all pretty clear to see. But that is one classy rugby union player. Man or woman.
She just sensed Chong behind her and just swerved right at the right time as she lunged at her. Still 3 minutes left here, and it's 24-0 as Kurogi has scored a try, pops it up to Nagata. They're rolling the bench now. Nakamura stretches Ito. Really testing that offside line there. Pativa Kololo, how good has she been off the bench this tournament? She pops one up to Yumi Hirano, who goes in for her second. Pativa Kololo, she's been getting a lot of credit for her roll off the bench this weekend, and this time she puts away the scrum half, Hirano. And they push it out to 29. Fantastic continuity from Japan, ruthless.
Well, they are ruthless and they're extraordinarily accurate, aren't they? And Japan doing a real number on Hong Kong on the final. Hong Kong fans might be scratching their head and wondering what the benefit of all this is. As we watch again, Aggie Poon makes the tackle, but in the end, the support play, the angle, the pace. Great try. Well, the benefit is quite simply this. Japan are the best sevens team in Asia for women. There's no doubt about it. And if you want to get a fair indication about where you stand in the scheme of things, you want to test yourself against the very best. Hong Kong have earned the right tonight to find out. It may be a bit of a reality check for them. And that's what they play the game for, these ladies. They want to get better. And the only way you can do it is by stepping out on the pitch against Japan.
Lindsay Vardy's on the field with the ball. Stephanie Chan in 10 there. She's also on. Kevin West rolling the bench. Oh, there's a big hit from Nakamura. Brutal rugby machine that she is. And Olsen Thorne coming on the cutback, but the ball just thrown at her instead of left to hang there for her to run onto. Just doing things at 1,000 miles an hour. And we watch this one again. The idea was right.
Well, this is the play that led to Stephanie Chan streaking one in from 80 metres about 5 hours ago.
There was a couple of red shirts just waiting there like a Venus flytrap. The Japanese backs are incredibly deep and wide. They are back inside their own 10-metre line.
Fine.
There's Okuroda.
Set.
And they go, this Hong Kong side just still scrapping right to the bitter end.
And we are close to the end. Stephanie Chan, she's a bit of a find, this youngster. Up over the halfway. She's a real confident star for the future. Olsen Thorne tries to get it going. Takes on Nakamura. Takes on Pativa Kololo. And beats them. Chan now to Poon. Who's out there? Is it Chong? Chugging back goes Yumi Hirano. What is she going to do? Well, she's just going to finish this one off. She heard the hooter. And Japan have outclassed, outmuscled Hong Kong here in the Colombo Cup final for women. An absolute masterclass against the keen and eager Hong Kong side, appearing in their first cup final of the series. But there is to be one and only victor. They clean the series, they sweep it all three legs, and there should be no doubt left in anybody's mind who are the champions of Asian rugby. 31-0, Jed. A monster performance by Japan.
The winners of the Triple Crown in Asia, and there's no doubt about it. They've grand slammed everybody. They've had a couple of sticky moments here and there,